And I, Komal Shabir, Research Associate, welcome you all on behalf of National Institute of Maritime Affairs, Karachi, to the International Symposium on Gap Analysis for Formulation of Capacity Building on Safe and Environmentally Sound Ship Recycling in Pakistan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الذي يصيركم في البر والبحر حتى إذا كنتم في الفلك وجرين بهم بريح طيبة وفرحوا بها جاءتها ريح عاصف وجاءهم الموج من كل مكان وظنوا أنهم أحيط بهم دعوا الله مخلصين له الدين لئن أنجيتنا من هذه لنكونن من الشاكرين. तर्जुमा, वही है जो तुम्हें खुश्की और तरी में चलाता है, यहाँ तक कि जब तुम कश्ती में होते हो और वो कश्तियाँ खुशगवार हवा के साथ उन्हें लेकर चलती हैं और वो उस पर खुश होते हैं, फिर उन पर शदीद आंधी आने लगती है और हर तरफ से लहरें उन पर आती हैं और वो समझ जाते हैं कि उन्हें अल्लाह घेर लिया गया है तो अल्लाह के लिए दीन को खालिस करते हुए उससे दुआ मांगते हैं, ए अल्लाह, अगर तू हमें इस तूफ़ान से निजात दे दे तो हम ज़रूर शुक्रगुजार हो जाएंगे. सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम. दुरूद इब्राहिमी. अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलि मुहम्मदिन कमा सल्लैता अला इब्राहीम व अला आलि इब्राहीम وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد.
Now it is the time to present a small brief about NIMA. We established as Institute of Maritime Affairs under Prime Minister Directive in 2006 as flashed. In 2007, we renamed as National Center for Maritime Policy Research, Karachi. Then, in 2017, we expanded and established Maritime Policy Research Center, Islamabad. In 2019, we upgraded to National Institute of Maritime Affairs, transformed into a think tank as headquartered at Islamabad and with a research center at Islamabad and Karachi. In 2023, we became co-opted member Advisory Board National Security Committee NSC. With a vision and mission we have to be an international acclaimed center of excellence contributing significantly towards Pakistan maritime affairs. And we have a mission to function as a premier think tank of Pakistan in maritime policy research to carry out advocacy, and capacity building, and maintain a repository of authentic data to provide input and solutions to relevant stakeholders. Now, we are going to discuss regarding our program of today's session, which is as flashed. Now, the series of our technical sessions will be initiated, and with the program now, I would going to be described regarding the program. We have 5 distinguished speakers in our technical session 1. Then we have a tea break here. Then in technical session 2, we have other distinguished speakers, and then we have a concluding session at the end. And then we will have the closing address by Vice Admiral Retired Ahmed Saeed, Halali Imtiaz Military, President NIMA. Then we will have presentation of souvenirs and address by the chief guest. Then we have a group photo and guest departure.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Worthy speakers from Government of Balochistan, Pakistan Shipbreakers Association, National Trade Union Federation, Global Environment Management System, and Gadani Labor Union. The head of the mission, Norwegian Embassy, who is on the remote session with us, the Senior Program Officer from United Nations International Labour Organization, dignitaries, President NIMA, ladies and gentlemen. I formally welcome all our worthy guests on behalf of the President, National Institute of Maritime Affairs, at this international symposium on gap analysis for the formulation of capacity building program on safe and environmentally sound ship recycling, short-termed as Sensrec in Pakistan. Established in 1973, Pakistan's shipbuilding industry is the third largest industry in South Asia, located at Gadani across a 10-kilometer long beachfront about 50 kilometers northwest of Karachi. Sustainable Development Policy Institute of Islamabad, SDBI, estimated that over 850,000 people are employed directly and indirectly in this industry. We have the chief guest of our first session, Honorable Iftikhar Ahmed Sheikh Saab, the President, Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I continue. Gadani shipbreaking yards consist of 132 yards. The Balochistan Development Authority officiates as its regulatory body. These 132 yards are the major contributors to the steel industry and can produce over 2 million metric tons per year of both ferrous and non-ferrous metals coming out of the recycled vessels. The ferrous material is specifically used to create re-rolled, reinforced bars utilized in the construction industry. The yards at Gadani handled over 400 ships per annum in the yesteryears. Presently, only a marginal number of ships are breached at Gadani. Despite the significance, Pakistan's ship recycling industry has witnessed a massive decline in ship-breaking tonnage. Beyond any doubt, this ship recycling industry is a vital contributor to Pakistan's economy, generating tax revenue and supplying raw materials to the domestic industry, smelters, and re-rolling mills. The decline is principally attributed to the absence of clear governance policies and regulations, remote government support for the industry, capacity deficiencies, deficient infrastructure, modest shipbreaking methods, and anemic health, safety, and environment control measures. Lately, non-compliance with the Hong Kong Convention for safe and environmentally sound ship recycling practices, a stringent global regulatory requirement further exacerbates these challenges. Recognizing the urgency of addressing these challenges, the National Institute of Maritime Affairs is undertaking a study on gap analysis to determine the requirements for capacity building, program for the ship recycling industry on safe and environmentally sound ship recycling in Pakistan. It is a research-based project which is sponsored by the Norwegian government. This symposium has been organized to collect the authentic information based on the ground realities and experiences, to address the challenges being faced by the industry and drive a meaningful change. By engaging key stakeholders, sharing best practices, and developing actionable recommendations, we can chart a course towards a more sustainable and prosperous future for Pakistan's ship recycling industry and the communities that it serves. The objectives of the symposium include analysis of existing policy and regulations in Pakistan through consultation with federal and provincial stakeholders. Number two, identification of gaps in compliance with Hong Kong Convention. Number three, enhancement of policy framework through reformed policies and regulations. Number four, utilization of a stakeholders' input to raise awareness about the industry's challenges and imperatives for improvement. Number five, determination of capacity enhancement of skilled workforce through capacity building program. With these objectives defined to the respective segments of stakeholders, we stand confident that this symposium will prove to be a testament to our collective commitment. With each stakeholder's unwavering support, we would be able to build a brighter future for Pakistan's ship recycling industry for generations to come. Worthy Chief Guest, with your permission, we would like to start the first session. Thank you, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Respected Chief Guest, Iftikhar Ahmed Sheikh Sahab, President NIMA, Vice Admiral Retired Ahmed Saeed Sahab, Hilale Imtiaz, Mr. Diwan Rizwan, Chairman, Pakistan Shipbreakers Association, Chairman BDA Captain Javed Khan, DG BEPA, Muhammad Ibrahim Baloch Sahab. Respected participants, ladies and gentlemen, to the National Symposium on Sensrec program for the ship recycling industry in Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum. It is indeed an honor to be invited to this August symposium organized by NIMA with participation by all who have lot of relevance to the promotion of ship recycling industry. A major contributor to the steel requirement of our country in the form of Lloyd's tested raw material to the re-rolling, remelting, and allied industries. The introduction by our friend, Director Saab, is highly appreciated. He has given a very good overview of this industry. In the last few decades, ship recycling has gravitated to countries with low labor cost. Currently, South Asia is the global center of ship recycling in the context of compliance with the HKC. The safe and environmentally sound recycling of ship has assumed a great deal of importance. It is good to note NIMA's engagement and interest in a pivotal project on gap analysis for formulation of capacity building program on safe and environmentally sound recycling of ships, that is Sensrec, in Pakistan. In compliance with the HKC, with focus on enhancing safety standards, notables, and develop actionable recommendations. The challenges in implementation of HKC regulations, Pakistan Shipbreakers and Recyclers Association perspective have to be highlighted. We have hardly 14 months until June 2025 for our ship facilities to achieve compliance with the HKC. It's a challenge we must accomplish within this short span of time. Though it took 10 years for India and 8 years for Bangladesh, where only 5 yards have become HKC compliant so far in Bangladesh. I am pleased to mention that under phase 1, introduced by the Shipbreakers and Recyclers Association, 11 major ship recyclers covering almost more than 50% of the operational yards have signed up with a team of foreign/local expert consultants and making progress with HKC compliance on war footing. The rest of the ship recyclers shall soon join the mainstream and the projects under phase 2, inshallah, which is under finalization and shall become operative in the not too distant future. Ladies and gentlemen, ships at Gadani do not beach. They land on the beach, as would be evident from the pictures which will be shown now. Our beach at Gadani totally different compared to muddy beaches in Bangladesh or India. At Gadani, soil gradient is much different than India and Bangladesh. Moreover, the highest tide, they have tides going up to 10 to 12 meters, making it difficult to handle any sea and soil pollution. The capacity building program to be formulated on lines of Sensrec in Bangladesh to upgrade the ship recycling facilities at Gadani. All relevant stakeholders, MoMA, Ministry of Maritime Affairs, Ministry of Climate Change, and from the province, Balochistan Development Authority and Balochistan Environmental Protection Agency are taking the much needed interest and with action. Under the NIMA's gap analysis study, we feel NIMA should analyze the following areas. Number 1, training, followed by development and implementation of works procedure, health and sanitation facilities, waste treatment and storage facilities lastly. The interest being taken by NIMA team under the leadership of Vice Admiral Ahmed Saeed Saab is appreciated. NIMA is a premier think tank of Pakistan in maritime policy research to provide input and solution to relevant stakeholders. Both federal and provincial governments have shared responsibilities to ensure best business practice through promulgation of enabling policy law. Pakistan Ship Registry Act, based on principles of sustainable green ship recycling practices in close coordination with Pakistan Shipbreakers Association, under chairmanship of Mr. Diwan Rizwan and his team, who are working round the clock on all fronts relating to HKC for our ship recycling facilities to become compliant with the HKC within the time available. A capacity building plan would be formulated on lines of Sensrec in Bangladesh to upgrade the business as usual case of best practices. Captain Shafiq, representative to IMO PHC London, is working on it with the IMO. We also look forward to establishment of a swift single window operation for all related approvals, ship recycling. In fact, that is already under process. Several meetings have been held and we will see that it will be rolling soon. Plots be leased for longer duration to attract big investors and develop the industry. The entrepreneurs should have the confidence that his investment will be protected. The huge investment on HKC requirements need to be saved and remain with the entrepreneur for a substantial period of time. Industry has tremendous potential with induction of more yards beyond yard number 132, which will lead to increase in contribution of Lloyd's tested raw material to the steel industry from ship recycling substantially, thereby providing affordable and competitive steel tor bars for building of houses for the common man. The area requiring attention are the development, training modules, social welfare of the workers, construction of residential labor, colony for workers, development of roads and allied infrastructure for better interland connectivity, provision of utilities, that is water and electricity, both of which is lacking at Gadani, on which there is no real progress except the assurances. A practical timeline for implementation of the Ship Recycling Act must be mutually outlined together with active participation of the ship recyclers. PSBA, our role for last several decades as one of the leading source of revenue to the government and biggest source of employment cannot be overemphasized. Visit by Secretary Environment and Climate Change Quetta to Gadani yards with their team, including DG Environment. They have observed the ship recycling facility and progress attained heading towards HKC. The HSE officers and all SRFs working under guidance from local consultant GEMS, Mr. Salim. Today, he will tell us about upgradation of Gadani yards considering HKC regulations and hazardous material disposal mechanism in detail. They, along with yard management, are responsible for organizing the labor training program for staff and workers in compliance with the HKC. PSBA is leading the discussion with IMO and other national and foreign entities in this regard. Following important places on the yards include hazardous waste storage areas, progress/layout of impermeable flooring, various cutting zones designed for the yards, oxygen and acetylene cutting gas lines, open channels to be used for safety purpose, proper access road 24/7 from main gate to shore line for handling emergencies, restrooms for workers with dispensary, construction of tanks and firefighting arrangements. They noted the statement of IHM will become available on ships for recycling from the time HKC comes into force, that is 26 June 25. All SOPs laid down by BIPA with effect from 2018 onwards are being adhered to and new directives are being met with zeal and initiative. We pray ship recycling at Gadani progresses and attains its rightful place in the maritime domain by contributing its role to the blue economy, gifted with an infrastructure which is, by Allah's grace, best amongst the recycling countries in the subcontinent, with substantial avenues for expansion. IMO National Seminar on the Ratification and Implementation of the Hong Kong Convention in Pakistan 2023 held in Karachi from 13 to 15 November. This much awaited event marked a defining moment for Pakistan's maritime and environmental sectors. There are a few pictures. One is the picture of the visit by government departments from time to time. Then there is an important visit by Secretary Environment and Climate Change with DG Environment, Mr. Ibrahim, and their team on visit to yards at Gadani to note the progress on HKC. We have a lot of support, encouragement, and guidance from them as the work proceeds. NIMA's representative, Commander Anis, and his team visit to Pakistan Shipbreaker Office. NIMA's support under leadership of Vice Admiral Ahmed Saeed Saab is indeed most welcome. There is this visit to Geolink incineration plant at Port Qasim and to the plant of United Waste Management at Northern Bypass with BDA and Ministry of Climate Change. In fact, this initiative was taken by the Ministry of Climate Change. Ships arriving for beaching, few pictures. Visit by International Labour Organization, ILO team, in which several departments participated, including the Ministry of Maritime Affairs, DG Port and Shipping, BDA, and so on and so forth. Then there is this picture of VLCC, very large crude carrier ship, 42,000 LET, beached about a year and a half back. In the mid-2000s, at least 3 to 4 ULCCs, ultra-large crude carriers were recycled in Gadani, including Sea Giant and Panagiotis. Sea Giant was 72,000 LET. Gadani has been the pioneer in ship recycling since the mid-70s. Other countries commenced much later. 1983 for India and post-2000 for Bangladesh. And tankers, India started much after even 2001. Then there is a picture of cruise ships here, beached at Gadani. Then I have a photo of the Ro-Ro cargo, general cargo with ramps at F portion for vehicles, trucks, and cars. It also carries general cargo as a twin decker. So this will give you an overview of the situation, and thank you very much for patiently listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. Now, our next respectable speaker is Commodore retired Waqar Ahmed Sitara Imtiaz Military, General Manager, Ship Repairs, Karachi Shipyard and Engineering Works. His topic of discussion is potential of KS and EW in ship recycling. And he is going to elaborate on potential of KS and EW as a ship recycling facility, certification and workstations of ship lift transfer system SLTS, potential of collaboration with KBD in ship recycling. Now, I would now request Commodore Retired Waqar Ahmed, Sitare Imtiaz Military, to extend his comprehension in this matter. Please, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Iftikhar Ahmed Sheikh, President Karachi Chamber of Commerce, President NIMA, Vice Admiral Retired Ahmed Saeed, Hilali Imtiaz Military, NIMA officers, Balochistan government officers, ladies and gentlemen, and our distinguished guests on online portals. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. I feel honored to have been invited at this symposium on safe and environmentally sound ship recycling programs in Pakistan to share my thoughts on potential of Karachi Shipyard in ship recycling. The National Institute of Maritime Affairs in Pakistan has been actively involved in promoting sustainable practices in the maritime industry, including the recycling of ships. NIMA is playing a crucial role in promoting sustainable ship recycling practices in Pakistan through research, advocacy, capacity building, policy development, and collaboration initiatives. I sincerely hope that given the scope of research and the relentless drive towards growth and excellence, National Institute of Maritime Affairs will excel more in the field of maritime sciences. My talk on the topic will be in the sequence as flashed. Before I talk about ship recycling, a few words about Karachi Shipyard, because Karachi Shipyard, the naval officers are familiar with Karachi Shipyards, but the guests who are not part of Navy, shipyard introduction is new to them. So Karachi Shipyard and Engineering Works Limited is situated geographically within the boundaries of Karachi Port Complex and covers an area of 71 acres. Built with the technical assistance of Germany in 1956, it is the only heavy engineering industry of the country catering for shipbuilding, submarine construction, ship repairs, and heavy engineering activities. It is a public limited company. The main business units of Karachi Shipyard are shipbuilding, submarine construction, ship repairs, and general engineering. Shipyard has 3 shipbuilding berths, 2 dry docks, 2 quay walls, ship lift and transfer system having 11 parking stations, large shipbuilding and submarine construction halls, modern grid blast painting facilities, and several other support workshops. A well-equipped laboratory for material testing and calibration, shipyard training school for skill development, and dedicated storage facility for logistic support is also available. Karachi Shipyard works as a defense contractor, a member of Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and is a company registered with Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan. As you can make out, it is a commercial organization and is part of the corporate infrastructure of the country. Its revenue generated through construction of ships, production of heavy industrial machinery and steel structures, and provision of repair facility to maritime sectors contributes to the nation's GDP. Now coming towards infrastructure of Karachi Shipyard, which can be used for recycling of ships. The 2 dry docks of Karachi Shipyard are generally booked for 12 to 18 months in advance. Since number of types of ships plying in Pakistani waters have increased manifold, in order to upgrade and expand the infrastructure, ship lift and transfer system, a new state-of-art docking facility has been commissioned in June 2021, which is capable to handle vessels up to 7,300 tons and has the capability to repair 11 ships of varying sizes at a given time. I will come back to the ship lift and transfer system again in the later part of my talk, since this is where ship recycling can happen on scientific grounds, complying the regulations of Hong Kong Convention. The average number of large ships being scrapped each year may be as high as 3,000 as assessed by United Nations Environmental Program. More than 90% of shipbreaking in the world is carried out in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, China, and Turkey. But it has grown into a major occupational and environmental health problem in the world. It is amongst the most dangerous occupations and with unacceptably high levels of fatalities, injuries, and work-related diseases. Shipbreaking is a difficult process due to the structural complexity of the ships, and it generates many environmental, safety, and health hazards. To address the problem, the world over Hong Kong Conference of the International Maritime Organization adopted a new international convention in 2009 for the safe and environmentally sound recycling of ships. At the moment, we are interested in the regulations of Hong Kong Convention that covers the establishment and operation of ship recycling facility in a safe and environmentally sound manner. The convention requires establishment of an appropriate enforcement mechanism for ship recycling, incorporating certification and reporting requirements. Generally speaking, ship recycling will be carried out only at facilities authorized by agencies deputed by the government. Moreover, only those ships will be accepted by the facility for recycling that comply with the requirements of Hong Kong Convention. Authorized ships recycling facility will operate under legislation, regulations, and standards that are necessary to ensure that the facility is designed, constructed, and operated in a safe and environmentally sound manner. The facility shall ensure safe and environmentally sound removal of any hazardous material contained in a ship. All hazardous material will be identified, labeled, packaged, and removed to the maximum extent possible prior to cutting by properly trained and equipped workers. The facility shall provide for worker safety by ensuring the availability, maintenance, and use of personal protective equipment and clothing. The workers will also be provided with appropriate training and familiarization. The facility shall establish management systems, procedures, and techniques to avoid health risk to the ship recycling workers and the population in the vicinity of the facility, and which will attempt to eliminate adverse effects on the environment. Karachi Shipyard already practicing requirements of Hong Kong Convention and has these certifications like ISO 9001 of 2015. It provides a framework to enhance performance, meet customer expectations, and demonstrate commitment to quality. It specifies the requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving a quality management system. It seeks a process approach, a cyclic review of work plans, and risk-based thinking. So Karachi Shipyard is already doing these practices. Next one is ISO 14001 of 2015. It is a framework to design and implement a continually improving environment management system. It covers resource usage, waste management, monitoring the environmental performance, and involving stakeholders in environmental commitments. It seeks proactive measures to minimize an organization's environmental footprints, comply with legal and statutory requirements. Karachi Shipyard is already practicing this. The next one is ISO 45001 of 2018, is a framework for managing occupational health and safety risk. It seeks to systematically assess hazards and implement risk control measures for minimizing workplace accidents, injuries, and illnesses. Karachi Shipyard is also practicing this one also. So we see that Karachi Shipyard is already geared up and not far from meeting the requirements of International Maritime Organization and International Labour Organization for safe and environmentally sound ship recycling programs. Karachi Shipyard can play a significant role in promoting a culture of safety, protecting the well-being of workers, and fostering sustainable practices in the shipbreaking sector. In the later part of the day, Commander Retired Farooq Ali, Deputy General Manager, QHSE at Karachi Shipyard, will apprise you in detail about our standing with relation to occupational health and safety regime and the waste management practices at Karachi Shipyard. However, Karachi Shipyard needs to cross over two more hurdles: to be declared as an authorized ship recycling facility by Ministry of Maritime Affairs, Government of Pakistan, and earn the third-party statement of compliance for shipbreaking yard or requirement of International Maritime Organization. Unlike the Gadani yard, Karachi Shipyard will be restricted to medium and small-sized vessels for ship recycling programs due limitations with respect to size and displacement of the ships. The 6-meter depth of the PIDC channel at zero tide limits the size of the ships that can access Karachi Shipyard. Ships with a draft exceeding 7 meters cannot navigate through PIDC channel, restricting the types and sizes of the vessels that can be serviced at Karachi Shipyard. The lifting capacity of ship lift and transfer system at 7,300 tons imposes a constraint on the weight of ships that can be accommodated for repair, construction, and recycling at Karachi Shipyard. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I can review in the short time granted to me, but I feel happy to inform you that Karachi Shipyard is already working on outsourcing 3 of the 11 parking stations at Karachi at ship lift and transfer system to parties and businesses for shipbuilding, ship repair, and shipbreaking projects. One parking bay is 90-meter long and other 2 are 60-meter long. These parking bays are approximately 24-meter wide and are suitable to host medium and small-sized vessels of maximum 7,300 tons displacement with MDL of 70 tons per meter and maximum 7-meter draft. With this, I conclude my talk and recommend that ship owners of small and medium-sized ships seeking recycling services may consider Karachi Shipyard as a viable option for responsible and environmental-friendly disposal of end-of-life vessels. That's all from my side, sir. Thank you very much.
I would now invite Mr. Malik Babar Rashid to elaborate his views.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, thank you so much, President NIMA, for inviting us here on behalf of Karachi Port Trust. And with the permission of Chief Guest, I would like to start. First of all, sir, I can see many students here sitting here. So I've got a short story with your kind permission for these students, if you permit me. Heer Ranja, sir. Heer Ranja is the story we already know. Most of us would already know about Heer Ranja. And it was written by Waris Shah. Most of us also know this. For these students, actually, I want them to be here with us. Heer Ranja was written by Waris Shah, and what he used to do is, he went to a village, and he, wrote the story daily and read it in the evening in front of the students. Like there were some students, who used to sit in front of him, and he read the story daily. And he told the story to them, as the story progressed. Like, it went in between, one thing wrong happened with him. हुआ ये कि वारिस शाह के साथ कुछ प्रॉब्लम ये हुई कि वो जो स्टोरी लिखते थे वो किसी ने जला दी, वो स्टोरी जल गई। अब स्टोरी जल गई उनकी और बड़े परेशान हुए कि ये तो हाफ वे आउट, मैं काफ़ी आगे जा चुका था और अब स्टोरी मुझे याद भी नहीं है इतनी ज़्यादा और ये मुझे फिर से लिखनी पड़ेगी। तो हुआ ये कि एक स्टूडेंट आई उनके पास नेक्स्ट डे, एंड स्टूडेंट ने उनको वही स्टोरी जो उन्होंने लिखी हुई थी वो उनको प्रेजेंट कर दी। एंड देन ही वाज शॉक्ड कि ये क्या चल रहा है कि स्टोरी जो है मैंने तो जलती हुई देखी है खुद अपने सामने। देन शी टोल्ड कि सर जो आप स्टोरी हमें बताते थे हम डेली जाके घर पे इसको लिख लेती थी मैं। और वो जो लिख लेती थी वो स्टोरी ला के मैं आपको प्रेजेंट कर रही हूँ. So this is for the students here, like, we have got some experience in this field, and you are new. But whatsoever you are, getting, I hope you would remember these all things and would definitely apply, in your practical life ahead. So this is for the students here. So I would start with the shipbreaking and recycling prospects of KPT. I was here to explain, so this is my profile. It's already been discussed. So next. In a scheme, I would tell you something about Karachi Port Trust and then KPT flotilla. We have got a very big flotilla there, and then shipbreaking. And in the end, I would also like to discuss something about carbon emissions as well. It is a very hot topic nowadays. Karachi Port Trust, it has got a very, strong heritage. It came into being in 1887. So 137 years of legacies there, and then we have got 8 different divisions from engineering to operation, planning, development, admin, legal, civil works, finance, and real estate. You can think of any of the department or any of the division that is available there, and that division is subdivided into different departments and then subsections. We have got more than 3,500 of employees working there, the permanent employees and the other contractual and daily wages employees, they're also there. This is what we have got, a floating craft of Karachi Port Trust. In total, we have got 54 craft. I would like to show you the pictures there and the details of the craft in the next slide. We have got dredgers. You could see at the left TSHT Abul. Trailer section dredger is there. BD Aftab is also there. And lengthwise, you could see more than 100 meters, 104 meters of length is for TSHT Abul, and then BD Aftab is 52 meters. Next. There are 2 more dredgers, cutter section dredger Minhal and BHTLE. They are also dredgers. The time is limited, otherwise we could have discussed about the dredger as well. Thanks. Hopper barges, they support the dredgers. We have got 4 hopper barges there. They support the dredgers BD Aftab and BD we previously described. Next, please. There are also hopper barges, in Essen, and their length is also more than 50 meters. We've got survey boats for the survey of the craft. And harbor tugs. This is interesting. Sir Commodore Vakar is sitting here. So these harbor tugs were purely designed in shipyard, Karachi Shipyard and Engineering Works. Zorawar, Tanomad, and Mazdood. These harbor tugs are there, and they were designed in 2011, and they are still operational in Karachi Port Trust, and we are working with them. Floating crafts, as I told that we have a very strong heritage. We've been running these floating cranes for more than almost 60 years. Like this was, the FC Hathi was built in 1966, and Piltan was also built in 1966. So it's almost 60 years. And one of them is still operational, and it is working, and the other one is under repairs. Next. Ferry boats, this is what we do with Karachi Port Trust. We provide free of charge services to the public for transportation from Kemari to Manora, and there are 2 ferry boats. And this is what we do at shipyard. They are docked there, and now presently SLTS is also there, ship lift and transport system is also there, and we also utilize it there. So, talking about recycling and shipbreaking and recycling capabilities of KPT, as far as Gadani is concerned, comparatively, And definitely we don't have much of the facilities like this, but in Manora we have got 4 repairing slipways, out of which 1 is used for to facilitate shipbreaking facility, and there a maximum so far we have broken 800 tons of craft, and the length of that craft is 100 feet. And as I already told you that with the KPT, there is only, the biggest craft is with the 6,469 tons, like more than 6,000 tons of craft is there. The procedure we adopt is, we have got central stores depot is there. They first of all dispose of these crafts. Like, this facility is only for Karachi Port Trust. Like, we break our own craft just. There we first condemn the craft, and then they are auctioned. After being auctioned, we take this facility. We provide this facility to the people who just buy these craft, and then we have pollution control department, port safety department, environment, health and safety department. They always are there in parallel working there, and they ensure the personal safety and health. These are some glimpses we've got. Limitations. The first limitations of Karachi Port Trust regarding shipwreck recycling or shipbreaking is that we only operate. We only operate the port, and our purpose is to provide the smooth operation. Then the port is pretty close to the city population, and shipbreaking may result into the environmental health concern for nearby citizens. New shipbreaking platforms would definitely be required if we go for this one, and searching shipbreaking or recycling markets is also something we would be working on in the future. There are some conventions about those cover ship recycling, and they are Basel Convention, Hong Kong Convention, and USRR. They are also there, but so far we need to educate ourselves as far as KPT is concerned, because we have never been through this ship recycling process. Carbon emissions. This is again for our students as well. This is a very hot topic nowadays, and if you check out the rough calculations, it is the population of Pakistan, we all know it is close to 250 million if we take it like this, and at an average, a person emits 4 tons of carbon every year. So if we totally calculate this directly or indirectly, it becomes 1 billion tons a year. Am I right, the students? If am I right, please just. So 1 billion tons of carbon we are emitting every year. And the cost calculated is, for per ton of carbon emission is $185. And if you just check out the final calculation, it is 185 billion, $185 billion of carbon emission every year. And after 2030, we are also going to pay that. The masses know this. We are going to pay for this if we don't control the carbon emissions. This can also be related to our ship recycling limitations. Prospects of collaboration with Gadani and KSEW. Gadani ship recycling facilities, sir has already told about this, like from 2018 to 22, 11 million tons have been recycled, and with KSEW average 3 to 4 tons of 3 to 4 KPT craft are docked at KSEW. I've already told that 2 harbor tugs and one dredge tender was fabricated in KSEW in year 2011, and 2 split hopper barges were also constructed at KSEW in 1997. So as far as Gadani and KSEW is concerned, we can definitely have some joint ventures or SPV. It is at the very beginning of the stage, but as I told you that we have got so many craft, more than 54 craft with Karachi Port Trust. With repairing, we can use the recycled steel plates there as well. It can also be used, and when we go towards breaking our own chip, we can also have a collaboration with Gadani. And prospects, if we could summarize them, it would help us in cost savings, resource conservation, job creation, research approach, and data collection and data analysis is also there. Thanks. Thank you. This was all from me.
Now, we have our next speaker is Mr. Shahab Jahangir, who is the representative of Ministry of Labor, Government of Balochistan. He will be elaborating us on the topic, which is Government of Balochistan role in protecting labor's rights in ship recycling industry of Pakistan. His discussion points are prevailing conditions of workers at Gadani shipbreaking yards, recommendations for improving labor facilities at Gadani shipbreaking yards.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable guests, esteemed officers, respected colleagues, Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all here in this wonderful occasion. So, thank you for giving me this opportunities to introduce myself. As you mentioned, my name is Shahab Jahangir, industrial hygienist from Ministry of Labor, Government of Balochistan. Also currently working with the International Labour Organization Task Force team for strategic compliances in Gadani shipbreaking yards. Now representing the Labour Welfare Department, as I introduce, the Labour and Manpower Department, Government of Balochistan was established in 1984 with the aims to protect the right of laborers and to provide welfare to the secured workers. The objectives of this department is to promote decent work in workplaces, improving occupational safety and health at workplaces, ensuring payment of minimum wage, providing scholarships to the worker children and educational facilities to them. We have a picture from Gadani ship recycling industries where the workers are involved during their works. And the geography of, as you all know that Balochistan is the largest province of Pakistan by area and the smallest province by Pakistan population-wise. In Pakistan, Balochistan province consists of 36 districts, and Gadani is situated in district hub. Gadani is located on the shore of Arabian Sea at road distance of 45 kilometers from Karachi through hub and 12 kilometers of RCD highway toward west. Gadani shipbreaking on a glance. Ship recycling area is spread over 1256 acres divided into 340 flats of 4 acres each. Total 44 companies and establishments are currently working in shipbreaking industries, of which 10 are fully functional, 22 are temporarily closed, and 12 are permanently closed. As the Labor Department topic concerns promotion of labor laws for labor rights, the Labor Welfare Department, Government of Balochistan, play a key role in ship recycling yards to promote the following laws for labor rights. Number 1, the Balochistan Factories Act 2021. the Balochistan's Payment of Wages Act, the Balochistan Minimum Wages Act, the Balochistan Standing Order Act, the Balochistan's Occupational Safety and Health Act, which is known as OSH Act. OSH Act is a new act which implement on 2022, mostly depends on health and safety. Health and safety is the most important part in every working sectors. This department is holding regular meeting in coordinations with RIPSHI cyclers to ensure the compliance of SOPs. The Labor Department has taken following steps to prevent the incident and safety measurements which are described below. Regular meeting regarding SOPs improvements for ensuring safety of the workers, improvement of firefighting capacities, fire extinguishers, fire alarms, techniques including availability forms to mitigate fire incidents in shipyard. Ensuring the personal protective equipments for every workers, availability of submersible water pumps on ships, regulations of working at yards from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., no any works allowed at yard after sunset, availability of records of accidents and near miss accidents, implementing stringent regulations ensuring proper safety equipments, establishing proper infrastructure and procedure for safe dismantling and promoting environmentally friendly disposal of material. Additionally, regular monitoring, inspections and enforcement of safety standards and crucial for continuous improvement in this industry. Inspection in ship recyclings. As you have seen in these pictures, Labor Welfare Department are during inspection and monitoring of recyclings. Other than this, there is a regularity authority chaired by Deputy Commissioner Hub, while Joint Director Labor Welfare, Deputy Director Environmental Protection Agencies, and General Manager Balochistan's Development Authority (BDA) are its members, which jointly inspect the oil tankers to ensure health and safety of workers. With these regards, I will conclude from here. Thank you for.
Thank you so much, sir, for your views and insights. I would now request Mr. Salim Zawab, Chief Executive Officer, Global Environmental Management Services, GEMS, to provide his insights on the topic of upgradation of Gadani Yard considering HKC regulations and hazardous material disposal mechanism. His discussion points include present mechanism followed by HM collection and disposal from Gadani yards and its disposal recycling at Kurandi site, steps undertaken as a local firm of a German principle for Gadani yard upgradation under HKC regulations, planned mechanism for HM disposal under HKC concept.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Commander Anis Sahab, Commander Rahil Sahab, my representatives from the government of Balochistan, from the federal government, the representatives of Pakistan Shipbreakers Association, students and faculty of Bahria University, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salim Zaman and I am the Chief Executive of Global Environmental Management Services. Basically, it's one of the leading environmental consultancy firms. We are a group of companies who are involved in environmental consultancy services. We are working for various projects which includes ship recycling industry. We have been working with the ship recycling industry in Pakistan since 2007. So it goes a long time back now. We are also working with various other projects like the Thar coal mining project, the power generation projects in Pakistan, and other various industries. We also own and operate a network of industrial hazardous waste management facilities. So we are one of the few companies in Pakistan who specialize in dealing with the hazardous waste management. Today, I've been asked to deliver a presentation on the HKC compliance as far as the ship recycling yards are concerned, because we are working with the ship recycling yards on the upgradation project to help them achieve compliance with the Hong Kong Convention. Is the presentation ready? So anyways, if I just begin with the basic concept of the Hong Kong Convention, I'm sure a lot of people sitting here, we all are aware about what the Hong Kong Convention is. Hong Kong Convention, if I read out the objectives of the Hong Kong Convention, the Hong Kong Convention objective says that the objective is to prevent, reduce, minimize, and to the extent possible, eliminate accidents, injuries, and other adverse effects on human health and the environment caused by ship recycling, and enhance ship safety, protection of human health and the environment throughout a ship's operating life. So basically, if we talk about these objectives of the Hong Kong Convention, they apply on both the ship recycling facilities, because it talks about the recycling of the ship, that the dismantling process should be in compliance with the international standards, and it also speaks about the operational life of the ship. So the Hong Kong Convention applies both on the ship recycling countries as well as the shipbuilding countries, and also it covers the ships which are in operation. So the structure of Hong Kong Convention is that, first of all, it has got some general requirements, the general requirements which every convention have, and then it have the specific requirements with regards to ships. So it includes the new shipbuilding. When now, after this convention is in force, the new ships which are being built, they have to be in compliance with the Hong Kong Convention, which means that every ship is going to carry an inventory of hazardous material, and that IHM will keep on updating. The existing ships will also have to develop their own inventory of hazardous material, but when we talk about the existing ships, the inventory of hazardous material may not be very precise because it is based on sampling, it is based on random sampling, although the random sampling is pretty accurate and precise, but definitely we cannot say that the exact quantum of hazardous waste and the location of hazardous waste where it is present. But as far as the new ships which are going to be built, they are concerned, so it has to be very precise and accurate that what type of materials are being used for the construction of new ships, where are the hazardous materials located, and then this IHM will keep on updating throughout the operating life of the ship, and then when it goes for recycling, so the recycler knows precisely what type of hazardous materials are on board the ship and where exactly are they located. So end of life ship, maybe down the line after 20-25 years, when the ships which are being built right now, they will come for dismantling, they will have a very accurate and precise IHM available. Then this Hong Kong Convention, it speaks about the requirements which are there for the ship recycling facilities. And that is what we are going to talk about more, because Pakistan is not a shipbuilding country, we are a ship recycling country mainly. So we are going to talk about the requirements for ship recycling countries. As far as the requirements for the states are concerned, that what requirements are there for the ship recycling states, first of all, it is very important to establish necessary legislation to ensure that ship recycling facilities are designed, constructed, and operated in a safe and environmentally sound manner in accordance with the requirements of the convention. I think the government of Pakistan and the government of Balochistan jointly have been doing a lot of work on the legislation part. The stakeholders are also involved, like Pakistan Shipbreakers Association and other stakeholders are also involved. To my understanding, the act, a draft of the act has already been prepared, and now the government is working on finalizing the act. So this is one very important component which was lacking in Pakistan. Ship recycling industry has been operating in Pakistan since the 1970s, but there was no specific act to govern the ship recycling industry, which is being done right now. Other requirement for the, can we please move ahead with the presentation here? Other requirement for the recycling estates is establish a mechanism for ensuring that ship recycling facility comply with the Hong Kong Convention. So one, there is a requirement for the ship recycling facility itself to develop procedures and to develop systems so that the ship recycling facility is in compliance with the Hong Kong Convention, and then it is the responsibility of the state to develop mechanism which ensures that the SRF, the ship recycling facility, is in compliance with the Hong Kong Convention. Another requirement is also to develop a mechanism for authorizing the ship recycling facility. Every ship recycling facility has to be authorized by the government of Pakistan or the government of Balochistan, whichever is designated in the act. And then again, a competent authority has to be designated, which has to be responsible for all the ship recycling activities. As of now, there were various agencies, and again, even after the act, there are going to be various agencies who will be coordinating the ship recycling activities, but there has to be a focal agency who will be responsible for the ship recycling activities. So if we talk about the preparations that we have done on part of the ship recyclers, so 11 ship recycling yards have signed up to comply with the Hong Kong Convention. And these 11 yards, they have already started the preparations. They have started their workings on compliance with the Hong Kong Convention. And to progress with this compliance procedure, we have been engaged as a local firm in collaboration with GSR Services of Germany. So we are working on developing all the systems which are required to comply with the Hong Kong Convention. Our partners, GSR Services, they have a vast experience of upgrading the ship recycling facilities in India and Bangladesh. So we expect that with all the experience they have and with all the local experience that we have, hopefully and inshallah we are going to very soon make the ship recycling facilities in Pakistan compliant with the Hong Kong Convention. We expect that the entry into force of this convention is expected in June 2025, and we expect that our upgradation process and our audits by the international certification bodies will be done before June 2025, inshallah. So if we talk about the key areas of working where we have been working with the recycling yards and which are important for the Hong Kong Convention, first one is the documentation part. The documentation part, basically it covers the legal aspects, it covers the development of systems, development of procedures, and all the documentation process which is required. A lot of them are also covered in ISO, but in HKC they are a bit more comprehensive. Training is a key, is a very, very key component of HKC compliance that we have been working on. Training is, you know, a lot of people think that development of on-site infrastructure is one of the key things as far as HKC compliance is concerned, but that is important, but that hardly accounts to 20% of the work. The most important thing is the training of manpower and the manpower development. Because if we have a great infrastructure, but if the manpower is not trained, it is totally useless. So we have been working a lot on the training of staff. This includes training with regards, not only with regards to the safety compliances, use of PPEs, but also regarding the cutting methodologies, because it will include a change in the cutting methodology, the way the ship used to be dismantled, the way the pieces, the blocks used to be dismantled and brought down on the shore. So there will be a lot of change in the cutting methodology, and the staff is being trained on that. And then it is the on-site infrastructure development. As far as on-site infrastructure development is concerned, it includes the construction of various areas like hazardous waste storage areas. There have to be 7 different type of waste rooms. A lot of companies or recycling yards have already constructed those waste storage areas. It also includes the construction of workshop areas with impermeable floor. It also includes the construction of oily block storage area. So there is a lot of construction activity which is required and which is being going on these yards as a part of this Hong Kong Convention upgradation project. I would just like to share some pictures of training that we have been conducting in Gadani. These may not be the very recent ones, but yeah, this is something that we have been doing in Gadani. We have been training our workers. Please. We have been training our workers, we have been training our contractors on different aspects of safety, different aspects of ship recycling. So a lot of activities going on, and the best part that we have witnessed throughout this process is that the response from the workers has been very positive. One thing which we were quite reluctant was that the labor usually in Pakistan is not very receptive, but we have had a very good response from the workforce. The workforce, we are, alhamdulillah, on a level when now the workforce is demanding the safety equipments when they go for work. So this is a good change in the culture in Gadani. And the ship recycling yards owner have been very committed, because now it's a matter of survival for their businesses as well. Some marking, you can see some pictures of marking. A lot of people also think that the entire yards need to be concrete floor and stuff like that. But as far as the Hong Kong Convention compliance is concerned, only the oily block areas and those type of storage areas where we have to store contaminated pieces need to be on an impermeable floor. Rest we can use the non-impermeable floor as per the requirements of the convention. So one important area that I've been asked to speak on is the hazardous materials management. Hazardous material management is an important component of Hong Kong Convention. Like I mentioned that, and once this convention is in force, every ship which comes for recycling must carry an inventory of hazardous material for the ship. So the existing ships will have to develop their inventory of hazardous material, and for developing the IHM, it's a pretty lengthy procedure. They have to engage some consultants. And by the way, one IHM needs about 300 to 400 samples of asbestos and different type of material which is collected from the various areas of ship. And then this IHM is prepared. So every ship is going to contain an IHM, and the IHM is going to list the different types of hazardous materials on board the ship. This includes asbestos, this can include heavy metals, this can include the contaminants in the paint chipping as well, and a lot of other things. And once we know that what type of hazardous material is on board, the Hong Kong Convention does not specify the different the disposal methodologies. It refers to the national legislation for the disposal of hazardous waste. So the expected type of waste which are generated from Gadani, it's a long list on 2-3 slides. So, but we have identified what type of expected waste are generated from Gadani, and what are the disposal methodologies that have to be adopted for the disposal of these type of waste. So mainly if we have a look at it, so it's like either it's incineration or it's landfilling. These are the two main disposal options. So one thing was on part of Ministry of Climate Change to identify what type of landfill facilities and what type of incineration facilities are available in Pakistan. Ideally, a dedicated TSDF, which is the transfer, storage and disposal facility, should be existing within the Gadani zone, accessible to the ship recycling yards. But it may not be possible by June 2025. So the Ministry of Climate Change started the identification process of different types of different facilities which are available and which can be used by the ship recycling yards to comply with the Hong Kong Convention. Next, please. So the Ministry of Climate Change, because in November there was an event, and the Ministry of Climate Change, I believe their representative might be here as well, they conducted some surveys of the existing waste management facilities in Sindh and Balochistan. In Balochistan, mainly the landfill site is available in Quetta, but in Sindh, there are 2 landfill sites available which are operated by the Sindh Solid Waste Management Board. Although it's a transboundary issue, and which may need to be sorted out between the governments till the time the facility in Balochistan is operational. But the nearest facility will be in Sindh, not in Balochistan, in the Balochistan province. It is probably the Gond Pass landfill site, which is on the border of Karachi and Hub. Next, please. So this is what the facility is. This is the closest facility, and it is at a distance of 32 kilometers from Gadani Ship Recycling Yards. Next, please. And there is another previous one. There is another landfill site in Karachi, but that is at a distance of 54 kilometers from Gadani Ship Recycling Yards. The Ministry of Climate Change also conducted a survey of the existing incineration plants which are available and which have a capability. There are a number of incineration plants operating in the province of Sindh in Karachi. but the Ministry of Climate Change identified 3 incineration plants, 3 waste management facilities, which can be used for the disposal of hazardous material, which is going to come out from the recycling of ships. And these 3 facilities are United Waste Management Private Limited, Global Environmental Lab Private Limited, and Geolinks Incineration Plant. Next, please. These are all private facilities. So all these facilities are approved by the Sindh Environmental Protection Agency and the Sindh Solid Waste Management Board. And these are located at a distance of 36.9 kilometers. Next, please. The other one is located at a distance of 61 kilometers, and then the other one is a bit more far away in Port Qasim area. It is at a distance of 100 kilometers, but at least it may not be the very commercially viable option because the logistic cost, the transportation cost is going to be quite high, but at least the facilities are available, which can be used for an interim period. These are some pictures of the existing waste management facilities. So the future development plans with regards to waste management, maybe my colleague from the Balochistan Development Authority will be able to shed some more light on this. But to my understanding, there is a project which the Balochistan Development Authority intends to initiate with regards to the TSDF, which will be a dedicated facility for the Gadani industries as well as the industries of Hub and previous one. And this facility is, for this facility, 11 hectares of space have already been earmarked by the Balochistan Development Authority, and maybe the BDA will shed some more light on this issue. So this was all from my part, and if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. It is now my honor to call Chief Guest of Technical Session 1, Mr. Iftikhar Ahmed Sheikh, President, Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to deliver his views and opinions on our Technical Session 1.
Honorable Speaker from Government of Balochistan, Pakistan, Shipbreaking Association, National Trade Union Federation, Global Environment Management Systems and Gadani Labor Union, Senior Program Officers UNILO, dignitaries, President NIMA, Mr. Ahmed Saeed, my friend, and very respectable. Commodore Ubaidullah, my professor, my teacher, Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. When we say NIMA, I mean Ahmed Saeed, because we don't know about the NIMA before 2 years, the Karachi Chamber, Karachi Chamber, when we meet this gentleman, Ahmed Saeed Saab, his personality and his vision, and we think we should be a part, the Karachi Chamber should be a part with the NIMA in everywhere. As Mr. Ubaid is sitting here, he's my professor. I said professor, friend professor, because when I am in Mersiv 6, he's my friend, he's our colleague, he's our professor, and I learn a lot of things from you, Mr. Ubaid Saab. Thank you. Thank you very much. Before I go for this today's topic, I would like to say something about Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industries. What is Karachi Chamber of Commerce and what he is doing? Karachi Chamber is the premier chamber of Pakistan. We have about 26,000 direct members, business communities members, and about 7 town associations. You heard before that site associations and then north associations, where the small SMEs are there, the large scale industries are there. If we get all together, it's about 56 to 60,000 members direct linked with the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industries. We are the 8th largest in this region. And Karachi Chamber's main motive to make the bridge between the government entities and the business communities. The problems, to resolve the problems of the business community with the governments and sit together and do whatever the betterment for the Pakistan's economy and everything. Karachi Chamber is located at the old city of Karachi, I.I. Chaudhary Road. Some people know and some students doesn't know about this. That's I want to say some things about Karachi Chamber. This building is heritage building and it's built in 1934 by Mahatma Gandhi, inaugurated by Mahatma Gandhi. And then when Pakistan, 1947, Pakistan, Karachi Chamber has been converted to Karachi Chamber in 1959. All over the Pakistan, we have about 18 to 19 chambers. But if you gathered all the membership of the chambers, Lahore chambers, Rawalpindi chambers, Islamabad chambers, and many chambers, Sakhar chambers, Hyderabad chambers, they are about 50,000 members. And we, Karachi is 60,000 members. Karachi is the hub, it's a mini Pakistan. It's a business hub, and Karachi has 52% of Pakistan's exports from the Karachi. And 67% the Karachi give the national exchequers is about 68%. If the economy goes, it's mean the Karachi is going on. If Karachi is not working, not going on, it's mean Pakistan's economy in the problems. From last 2-3 years, we have a problem in business community about the economy moving, the environments, the law and order situations, the political situations, lot of things happen in last 2-3 years. So Karachi Chamber is doing a very good role, what we need to do. And we are trying to stimulate the Pakistan's economy. We're trying to stimulate the problems, the hurdles, to make the wheel going on of the industry. If the wheel going on of the industry, the economy is going on. And the Karachi is the industrial hub. So we are in Karachi Chamber. We are always with all the sectors where Pakistan's business is flourishes, like this, I must say, this is doing this symposiums for the recycling of shipbreaking is one of that. And Ahmed Saeed Saab knows that last 6-7 months, and Commodore Vaid also knows that the Karachi Chamber is trying, along with these people, with the PNSC for the ship, containerized ships. We're trying to make in the Pakistan, revival of the Pakistan ships, of the containerized, which is not now. And it's inshallah ta'ala in next year, next 1 or 2 years, we will have it. Now I am back to the topic, today's topic. Today, we stand at the forefront of the monumental shift to the ships recycling industry. And I am deeply honored to address such esteemed guests at the symposiums. Our gathering marks a pivotal moment in our collective pursuit of safer, more sustainable practices that will shape the future of ship dismantling in Pakistan and beyond. I must begin by extending my sincerest gratitude to the Norway governments for its unwavering support and sponsorship for this critical study, and the UNILO for its opt guidance. Their commitment to advancing our understanding and implementations of best practice has been nothing short of explanatory, and we are profoundly grateful for their partnership. I also want to acknowledge the government of Balochistan for their steadfast dedications to environmental stewardships and the well-being of our workforce. Their leadership will set the much needed standards for responsible governance. Upholding regulations and safeguarding the rights and safety of our workers, their diligence and commitments in enforcement will ensure that our industry operates with integrity and accountability, and shall serve as a beacon of inspirations of us all. A special acknowledgement goes out to the Pakistan Shipbreaker Associations, PSBA, National Trade Union Federations, NUTUF, the Pakistan Maritime Security Agencies, Karachi, Shipyards and Engineering Works, the Joint Maritime Information Coordination Centers, and all others participants for their valuable contributions to this study and the symposiums. Your collective expertise and collaborations have been instrumental in driving progress to foster a culture of excellence in our industry. Last but not least, formidable effort have been made by the National Institute of Maritime Affairs, NIMA, in propelling this study and giving strategy to the promotion of best practice obligated under the Hong Kong Conventions. स्टूडेंट्स मेरे ख्याल बहुत कम हैं, आज चले गए हैं, शायद यहाँ आए कम हैं, लेकिन आप लोग का बहुत शुक्रिया कि आप लोग बड़े अच्छे तरीके से सारी गुफ्तगू और बहुत अच्छी इनकी जो प्रेजेंटेशन थी वो हम लोगों ने देखी और मेरे लिए भी बड़ी नॉलेजेबल थी. And I am grateful to all of you for this wonderful presentation, especially Javed is my old friend, and thank you very much. Let us seize this moment as an opportunity to reaffirm our unwavering commitments to excellence and innovations into ships recycling. Together we have the power to redefine industry's standards, elevated safety protocols, and ensures a sustainable futures for generations to come. As the President of the Chamber of Commerce, I am exhilarated by the energy and synergies we have witnessed during these symposiums. Together we have ignited a spark that promises a future where ships recycling in Pakistan will not be just safe and sustainable, but vibrant and dynamic. मैं काफ़ी अरसे से ये देख रहा था कि कराची में ये जो बिज़नेस है और ये जो इंडस्ट्री है, इसके अंदर जो है वो एक वक्त था जब ये इंडस्ट्री जो है बहुत टॉप पर थी. हमारी शिपयार्ड भी बहुत टॉप पर थी, हमारी ये गडानी में जो शिप ब्रेकिंग थी ये भी बहुत अच्छी थी और यहाँ पर बहुत लोग आते थे और शिप ब्रेकिंग के लिए भी. और उसके बाद ये बिल्कुल डाउनवर्ड ट्रेंड चलेगी और उसके बाद अब इसकी रिवाइवल की ज़रूरत है. एंड आई एम ग्रेटफुल टू नीमा कि वो इसके अंदर काम कर रही है और कोशिश कर रही है. कराची चैम्बर की तरफ से हम वो हर उस इंडस्ट्री को जो भी इंडस्ट्री अपकमिंग हो और उसकी रिवाइवल हो, हम उसके साथ हैं और हम हर मौके पर नीमा जहाँ भी हमें चाहेगी वी आर देयर और हर सपोर्ट करेंगे. ये कल हमारी मुलाकात प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब से कैबिनेट से हुई है कराची चैम्बर की, और हमने वहाँ पर नई इंडस्ट्री की तरफ तवज्जो हमने कहा है जी कम करें आप, और जो इस वक्त एग्जिस्टिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट है जिन इंडस्ट्रीज़ पर, हर सब्जेक्ट की इंडस्ट्रीज़ पर, उसकी आप कोशिश करें कि उसकी रिवाइवल के लिए ये हमने 5-7 चीज़ें डिस्कस की हैं उनसे, और वो इंशाल्लाह ताला कंटिन्यू होंगी, कल भी होंगी, अभी 2-4 दिन बाद फिर हमारी मीटिंग है। और हम यही चाह रहे हैं कि जो एग्जिस्टिंग ये गिडानी में है और 2-3 जगहें और हैं जो पॉइंट आउट हुई हैं, अभी इन्होंने स्पीकर्स ने भी बताई हैं, KPT भी इसमें बहुत काम कर रही है, लिहाजा नीमा भी बहुत काम कर रही है, बल्कि आई सैल्यूट टू अहमद सईद साहब जिस तरह के वो काम कर रहे हैं, और बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो इस मुल्क के लिए काम कर रहे हैं। मैं उनको सलाम पेश करता हूँ इन अल्फाज के साथ कि कराची चैम्बर हर उस जगह पर खड़ी है, आपके साथ खड़ी है जहाँ पर पाकिस्तान पहले है और बाद में बहुत और चीज़ें। Thank you very much, Janab.
I would like to request our Honorable President NIMA to present the occasion's memento to our respectable chief guest. I would now request the panel to join for group photograph.